In Singapore, we vandalized the MRT. The starting point there is always the foundation that we are up against giants. I'm Delbert. I head marketing globally for Circles Life. One thing I'm really proud of is how we've made Circles Life a household name. I remember when I first joined Circles Life, no one knew about it. People were actually advising me against signing up for such a risky venture. Through all the hard work and creative solutions that we together as a team were able to come up with, we were able to make Circles Life not just a top 3 brand, but a brand that people feel proud of being part of in Singapore. And that's what we aspire to recreate in the new markets that we've launched: Taiwan, Australia, and soon Indonesia. When we were starting, even before we were launching, our Goliaths were already on our backs. For us to succeed in this kind of environment, we had to outthink them. You can never outspend Goliaths with billions and billions of dollars. So we had to think really creatively. The thing about these crazy ideas is it is high risk that it will fail. But if it does gain traction, the rewards are tremendous. And the way we balance it out is we need to do it in a financially prudent way. That means doing it with as little money as possible. So that means being as hacky as possible. And that's part of the fun as well. Working in an environment like Circles Life, not only do you have the technology to enable you to build as per your imagination, you also have the support of the leadership and the founders to make mistakes, just not the same mistakes. It's being part of building the future, not just for telco, but for digital services in general. And I think that's absolutely exciting. Imagine being part of the initial team that built Google, that built Facebook. And imagine saying 10 years later, after the world has changed, saying that, hey, I actually was part of that. That world-changing thing might not have been the same if I was not there, because that's what we're aiming to do. We are not there yet, but if we succeed, there will be a time when people will say, oh, this was before Circles Life. This was how things worked. This was how telco was. And to some degree, you can already imagine that very vividly in Singapore. People can say, you know what, this is what telco was like before Circles Life. And today, this is what telco is. So imagine scaling that globally. That's an absolutely exciting sentiment for myself and for anyone who's interested in being part of that future. Working with like-minded, passionate people. The challenge is tough. The targets are crazy. The demands of growth personally and as a company is huge. You are in a day-to-day firefight. And in that day-to-day firefight, you will know who is there with you in the trenches. And in that feeling of being in the trenches with them, you will form a different kind of bond that you will not have had in any kind of company that is not in that same kind of growth trajectory. So you will form these lasting bonds. You will forever cherish that moment where you were down in the trenches with these brave men and women who are tackling the same crazy kind of problems, the same world-changing kind of technology that you are in. It's gonna be a really great experience. Not an easy one, but a really great experience. You will stretch, you will have good days, you will have bad days, but you will stretch and then you will grow into a much more evolved person than you were before you came in. And that's only possible if you take ownership of the role, of the problem, of the decision to be in Circles Life.